The NFL is a league built on flash, noise, and massive egos. But there's a brutal, cold truth that the league is about to learn the hard way. The loudest guy in a room is rarely the one who actually runs the show. For years, Philadelphia has been obsessed with the superstar, the highlight reel catcher, the man who demands the football with every fiber of his being. But while the cameras were busy chasing the drama, a quiet, surgical force was working in the shadows, waiting for his moment to dismantle the entire league. And now, that moment has finally arrived. The stage is set for a total offensive transformation in 2026. And if you think the Eagles are in trouble after their recent personnel shifts, you are about to have your entire worldview shattered. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. There is a storm brewing in Pennsylvania, and it has nothing to do with the coaching staff or the front office. It has everything to do with the man who has spent half a decade proving everyone wrong. You see, when the dust settled on the roster changes and the big-name departures became reality, the talking heads immediately started writing the obituary for the Philadelphia offense. They said the spark was gone. They said the fire had been extinguished. But they were looking at the wrong name. Why is it that the most dangerous men in this sport are the ones who never say a word? And who is really responsible for carrying the torch when the lights go out? Stick around, because by the time we finish this, you're going to understand exactly why a quiet, unassuming assassin is about to pull off the biggest individual offensive performance of the decade. The narrative surrounding Philadelphia right now is one of panic, but look at the man standing at the center of it all, Devonta Smith. To understand why he is poised for a legendary season, you have to look at the atmosphere in the locker room. There was a time when the offense was a three-ring circus, filled with complaints, public frustrations, and the constant, draining noise of who gets the ball. That era is dead. What has replaced it is a cold, calculated efficiency. Smith is not a shouter. He is not a guy who creates viral drama on social media. He is the guy who walks onto the field, runs a route so crisp it looks like a glitch in the simulation, and catches everything in sight. For years, he shared the spotlight with a personality that demanded gravity, but the numbers reveal a reality that most people refuse to admit. Smith wasn't just keeping up, he was often leading the charge. Think about the sheer consistency. 5 years of elite production, year after year, like a machine that never breaks down. We aren't talking about flashes in the pan. We are talking about a guy who has been producing 1,000-yard seasons while constantly being treated as the other guy. But now, the training wheels are off. The distraction is gone. The new offensive scheme, led by a fresh, creative mind in Sean Mannion, is designed around timing, precision, and finding the open man. If you're a technician, there is no better environment to explode in. But wait until you hear why the rest of the league is still making a massive mistake by ignoring him. This is where things get spicy. A recent poll of scouts and executives buried Smith in the rankings, placing him outside the top 10. They called him a second-tier receiver. They called him a sidekick. This is the exact kind of fuel he thrives on. From his college days at Alabama, when they said he was too thin, too small, and too fragile to survive the NFL, he has used every single doubt as a stepping stone to greatness. He won the Heisman Trophy when they said he couldn't. He became a first-round pick when they said he wouldn't. Now, he's a Super Bowl champion, and the league is still trying to tell him he isn't elite. It is time for the comment challenge. Who is the most disrespected player in the NFL today? Drop your pick in the comments below. I want to see if you agree that Smith is the most underrated star in the game. The projections for 2026 are already starting to cause a stir. We're talking about a potential 100 reception season. We're looking at numbers that push 1,350 receiving yards and double-digit touchdowns. These aren't just guesses. They are logical outcomes based on the fact that for the first time in his career, the entire offensive design is going to flow through him. But we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Without the gravity of a high-profile, wide-out, drawing double coverage on the other side, defenses are going to tilt their entire game plan towards Smith. Can he handle the best cornerbacks in the league keyed in on him every single snap? Can he maintain that level of output when he is the primary target on every single down? The transition to a new offensive coordinator is the ultimate wild card. History is filled with talented teams that fell apart because a new system didn't click or because the connection between the quarterback and his primary weapon wasn't there. Jalen Hurts and Smith have a history, they have chemistry, and they have the scars of high-stakes football that build trust. But can they replicate that success when the defense knows exactly who is coming for them? It is easy to look at a 1,300-yard projection and call a stretch. It is even easier to look at the departure of a major star and call the offense a disaster. But when you look at the raw facts, the silent assassin has been right there the whole time. In seasons where he shared the field with massive personalities, he still led in catches. He still hit the big yards. He still made the clutch plays that turned the tide of championship-level games. The pressure is going to be immense. The expectations are going to be higher than ever. The league is waiting to see if he folds or if he rises. The path to the playoffs is narrow, and the NFC is more competitive than it has been in years. Every drop, every miscommunication, and every stalled drive will be scrutinized. Yet, when you look at his history, the trend is clear. The more people doubt him, the better he performs. As we look toward the 2026 season, keep a close watch on how the new offensive scheme adapts. If the early reports are true, this system is built to minimize waste and maximize efficiency. For a player who relies on precision rather than brute force, this could be the perfect storm. The route running, the timing, the ability to find soft spots in the zone. These are the hallmarks of a master at work. But what happens if the chemistry doesn't click immediately? What happens if the team starts slow? The media narrative will be ruthless. The "I told you so" crowd will be out in force. And that is exactly when the true test of a leader begins. Can he keep the team focused? Can he keep the offense running without the drama that defined the previous years? The story of the 2026 Eagles is not going to be defined by who left. It is going to be defined by who stayed. It is a story about stepping out from behind a shadow and finally taking the reins of a high-powered offense. It is a story about a player who has spent his entire professional life being underestimated, only to emerge as the most consistent, reliable, and lethal weapon on the field. We are standing on the precipice of a breakout performance that will force the entire league to rethink how they evaluate talent. If the projections are even remotely accurate, we are about to witness the crowning of a new elite tier in the receiver rankings. So, here's the big question you need to ask yourself as we head into the season. Is this the year the silent assassin finally gets the recognition he deserves, or will the weight of being the guy prove to be too much? The numbers say yes. The history says yes. The only thing left to see is the play on the field. The stage is set. The lights are bright. And for the first time, all eyes are on the one player who never asked for them, but has been ready for this moment his entire life. The transition is coming. The stakes have never been higher, and the 2026 season is about to prove exactly why you never bet against the man who does his talking with his pads. Buckle up, because the ride is just beginning, and the league is not ready for what is coming.